Ever had one of those days where everything goes wrong and your brain whispers, the universe is out to get me? You miss the bus by 3 seconds. You spill coffee on your last clean shirt. Then you get that email from your boss, and the voice in your head doesn't say, this is annoying. It whispers something far more dangerous. Why me? Here's the terrifying truth. The prison you're in is real, but it's locked from the inside. And the key? You've been holding it the entire time. Your mind built a story to protect you, but that same story has trapped you. Today, we're going to unlock that door. We're going to explore why your brain loves to play the victim, how it traps you in a drama you never asked for, and how to walk out of that mental cell forever. To understand why we get stuck, we have to look at a very small, very annoying creature, the flea. There's a famous story in behavioral psychology. If you put fleas in a jar, they jump out immediately. They're chaos. They're free. But if you put a lid on the jar, something changes. They jump. They hit the glass. They try again and again. Eventually, they learn a painful lesson. High jumps equal pain. So they adjust. They jump just under the lid. They learn their limit. Now here's the twist. If you remove the lid, the fleas still won't escape. They keep jumping to that invisible ceiling, physically free but psychologically trapped. This is what psychologists call learned helplessness. When we go through trauma, heartbreak, or a long streak of bad luck, we hit our own lid, we get hurt, and eventually we stop trying. We convince ourselves the lid is still there. So we create stories. I'm just not lucky. Rich people have it easy. My partner always ruins everything. These stories protect us from pain. But the price is our freedom. And the story doesn't stop there. We turn it into a full drama. Imagine a triangle with 3 roles: the victim, the persecutor, and the rescuer. The victim says, "Why me? I can't fix this." Every victim needs a villain, so we create the persecutor. It's my boss's fault. It's the economy. It's my parents. As long as they're the problem, we don't have to change. Then we look for a rescuer, someone who says, "You poor thing, let me help you." It feels comforting, but it's dangerous, because when we wait for a rescuer, we're agreeing that we are powerless. And here's the darkest part: the roles switch. When the rescuer doesn't show up, the victim becomes angry. "Why didn't you help me? You don't care about me." Suddenly, the victim becomes the persecutor. The drama repeats endlessly. So why do we stay in this painful cycle? Carl Jung gives us a clue. He talked about the shadow, the part of ourselves we don't want to face. Sometimes the victim role has hidden benefits. Psychologists call it secondary gain. When we play the victim, we get attention, we get sympathy, and most importantly, we avoid risk. If it's their fault, I don't have to try. If I'm helpless, I can't fail. It's a safety mechanism, but it suffocates your soul. There's a dream analyzed by Jungian psychologists. A man is trapped in a prison on the moon, cold, silent, sterile. He shares the cell with a part of himself that screams for attention, but he ignores it and keeps trying to escape. That is the victim mentality. It puts you on the moon, watching your own life from a distance, waiting for a rescue ship that will never come. Because the monsters you think are out there are often the parts of yourself you're afraid to face. So how do we escape? How do we jump out of the jar? We shift one thing: our locus of control. An external locus says, "Life happens to me." An internal locus says, "I happen to life." This doesn't mean trauma isn't real. It doesn't mean bad things didn't happen. It means accepting a radical truth. This unfair thing happened, and I am the only one who decides what happens next. We must move from the drama triangle to the empowerment dynamic. Stop being the victim, become the creator. Focus on what you want to build, not what you've lost. Stop waiting for a rescuer, find a coach. Someone who supports you but doesn't do the work for you. Stop seeing persecutors. See them as challengers, forces that push you to grow. And next time you hear yourself ask, why is this happening to me? Flip the script. Ask instead, what is this trying to teach me? Or even better, what am I going to do about it? The lid is off the jar, the door is unlocked, you just have to jump.